Sometimes life places the right people in the wrong moments just to reveal something extraordinary. And on a foggy Tuesday morning in downtown Seattle, a billionaire CEO discovered a truth that shook her heart more deeply than any business deal ever could. Because what she saw, a single dad janitor doing something he never thought anyone would witness, changed both of their lives forever. If you don't believe kindness still exists in this world, this story will prove you wrong. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment to support the channel. This is your channel name, where powerful stories remind us that humanity still matters. Elena Sterling was the kind of billionaire who didn't hide behind security gates or private jets. She was brilliant, fierce, and deeply respected. But lately, she felt disconnected. Everything in her life revolved around meetings, numbers, contracts, strategies, yet none of it felt real anymore. Her company, Sterling Properties, ran the largest development project on the West Coast, a massive downtown tower. And every morning she arrived before sunrise to get ahead of her day. That's where she first saw him, a man in a faded Navy janitor uniform, pushing a cleaning cart down the empty marble hallway. He looked tired, almost worn down, but his eyes, they held something she couldn't place, something gentle. She didn't think much of it at first. Just a janitor. Everyone passed him. No one noticed him. But Elena did, because every morning he was there working quietly, humming to himself, picking up trash left behind by people who never bothered to look down. One morning, she dropped a stack of folders as she rushed out of the elevator. Papers went everywhere like a small blizzard. Before she could bend down, the janitor was already there, kneeling beside her, gathering the pages with careful hands. "No worries, Mom," he said softly. "Everyone's in a hurry sometimes." She thanked him. He nodded with a humble smile and walked away. But the moment stuck with her. A billionaire CEO, and a janitor who treated her with more kindness than half the executives she dealt with. Strange how life shows you what matters through the people you least expect. A week later, Elena walked into the building earlier than usual, but instead of hearing vacuum cleaners and rolling carts, she heard something else, a voice, a child's voice. She followed the faint sound until she reached the storage room. The door was cracked open, and she peeked inside. What she saw froze her. The janitor, his name tag read, Tom, sat on an overturned bucket. Across from him, a little girl no older than 7 sat cross-legged on the floor, rubbing her eyes sleepily. She wore a pink jacket several sizes too big, her hair messy from sleep, but her smile lit up the dim room like sunshine fighting through a storm. "Ready?" Tom asked his daughter softly. She nodded. Tom pulled out a worn notebook from his pocket and began reading aloud slowly, carefully helping her pronounce each word. They were practicing reading, at 5 in the morning, in a storage room. For a moment, Elena forgot who she was, forgot the world outside that door. She only saw a father trying his best, and a little girl trying even harder. But then, she heard something that tightened her throat. "Daddy," the girl whispered, "when will we have a home again? I miss my bed." Tom paused, his shoulders slumped just slightly. "I know, sweet pea," he whispered back, "but Daddy's working hard, and one day we'll have something better than before. I promise." Elena stepped back from the door, her chest aching. She had walked into meetings where people argued over million-dollar budgets. Yet here was a man who couldn't even afford a bed for his child. The next morning, she came early again, and again she found them in the storage room reading, laughing, practicing homework. And every morning she listened silently, heart heavier and fuller at the same time. Eventually, something inside her shifted. Watching them reminded her why she built her company in the first place, to help people, not just build buildings. So she asked her head of security about Tom. "Single dad," he told her. "Wife passed away 2 years ago. Has been struggling, but has proud. Never asks for help. Lives in his car most nights." Elena swallowed hard. Lives in his car, with a daughter. That night she couldn't sleep. The image of that little girl trying to read in a storage room stayed with her. It looped in her mind until she finally sat up and made a decision. She would follow him. Not out of suspicion, but because she wanted to understand his life. So the next morning she waited in the parking garage, and when Tom finished his shift, she kept her distance as she watched him walk to a dusty old sedan. He opened the back door for his daughter, tucking a blanket around her before starting the engine. They drove to a small diner. He bought one kid's meal and shared it with her. Then they went to a laundromat, where he washed her school uniform while she colored pictures in a free brochure. Elena felt her throat close. This wasn't poverty she was witnessing. This was love. Pure sacrificial love. She decided that was enough watching. It was time to act. The next day she approached him. "Tom," she said gently. He froze. "Miss Sterling, did I do something wrong?" "No," she smiled. "I saw something that moved me deeply, something you didn't know anyone saw." His eyes widened. Fear, embarrassment, shame. She shook her head. "Not that. What I saw was a father doing everything he could to give his daughter a better future. That kind of love is rare." Tom's throat tightened. He looked down, blinking fast. "I'm just trying," he murmured. "I know," she said softly. "Which is why I want to help." He looked up, confused. So she told him everything. That she followed him, that she saw him helping his daughter read, that she knew about the car, the long nights, the battles he fought alone. "I shouldn't have followed you," she admitted, voice warm. "But I'm glad I did, because it showed me the kind of person I want working for me." She offered him a job full-time, stable hours, higher pay, and health benefits. Not cleaning floors, but maintaining building operations, a position that paid 3 times his current income. His jaw dropped. He tried to refuse. "You don't owe me anything," he said shakily. "No," Elena said, "but you deserve a chance, and your daughter deserves a home." Tears filled his eyes. "Why?" he whispered. "Why would you help me?" Elena smiled gently. "Because kindness should never hide in storage rooms." Within a month, Tom moved into a modest apartment close to his daughter's school. She finally got her own bed, pink, fluffy, covered in stars. She called it her sky bed because she said it felt like sleeping in the clouds. Tom worked hard, learned fast, and proved himself over and over again. But what Elena treasured most was seeing the light return to both father and daughter. One evening she passed Tom in the hallway. His daughter ran up and wrapped her arms around Elena, thanking her for saving their life. Elena knelt, tears stinging her eyes. "I didn't save your life," she whispered. "Your dad saved it every single day. I just noticed. Kindness doesn't always come from those with money or power. Sometimes kindness looks like a tired single dad, teaching his daughter to read in a closet at dawn, still believing in a future no one else can see. And sometimes kindness is simply someone paying attention. Elena did, and it changed everything. So let this story remind you, no act of love is too small, no sacrifice goes unseen, and kindness, real, quiet, genuine kindness, has the power to rewrite someone's life. Be that moment for someone, because the world becomes a better place every time one person chooses to care.